Minister Amit Shah is filing his nominations. We are looking at those visuals that are coming in. Seated next to him is Bhupendra Patel. He won with one of the highest margins in the last elections. He is hoping to even beat his own records of 2019. Seated in that hall is also his wife, who's often seen with Mr. Shah at important occasions, and this is certainly an important political milestone for Home Minister Amit Shah as he seeks re-election from Gandhinagar. Last time a record margin, Amitabh, and this time Mr. Shah himself has set a target which is higher than the last times.
See, Gujarat is a strong fort of BJP and they have been winning all the 26 seats. This time in the Vidhan Sabha election also, when everybody predicted that the BJP has maxed out, they were able to increase their vote share. So, yes, I mean, if he has set a target, internal target of winning by a record margin, which is higher than the last time, then probably this could still happen, because the Congress party there is a fairly weakened unit. It does not have a strong organization to take on the BJP, and the Gujarati Asmita factor works here to the advantage of BJP, because it's like two Gujarati choras, Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah, leading the bandwagon and holding the flag high of the state in the national capital.
And also they have been saying about 2036 Olympics. You know, so that aspirational aspect that we keep talking about, that's on display and that is being repeatedly talked about. And here is, we can see those visuals. Well, yes, please go ahead, Aarti.
Yeah, so well, you know, Gandhinagar, if you remember, was L.K. Advani's seat.
Yes.
And now it is, he was Home Minister, now it is, you know, the new Home Minister's seat, Amit Shah. You know, pretty much a BJP fortress, really.
Yes.
I don't see anybody being able to breach that. There's just a slight disturbing note for the BJP, and that's coming from Rajkot, I think, where the Kshatriyas are up in arms and they are demanding that, you know, Rupala's ticket
after Purushottam Rupala's statement.
That's right.
Yes.
So, but that is not going to impact Gandhinagar. You know, that's Gandhinagar is insulated
In fact,
from
that
all
question was asked by some reporters to Mr. Shah only yesterday, and he said that that was temporary, and all that issue has been solved. An amicable solution has been reached at already.
So, I mean, I think this is where Amit Shah's, you know, skills come into play. You know, his skills as a manager, as a, you know, troubleshooter, you know, behind the scenes, you know, kind of power force. And, you know, I'm sure that he must have taken this up. And you know, the amazing thing about both Modi and Shah is that when they sense trouble, they move in very quickly to quell that. And they put all their, you know, skills to work to ensure that that trouble is contained and doesn't, you know, come to bite them. And this is something which I think has held them in good stead all these years and helped to contribute to their rise.
And Vasudha is also joining us from the phone, on the phone line, and she has been tracking Home Minister Amit Shah in Gandhinagar. Vasudha, let's talk about 2019 nominations and now. What is the change that we are seeing?
Well, 2019 was the first time he contested Maria as the candidate of Gandhinagar, and remember, it's a high-profile constituency. Mr. Shah has been an MLA in Gujarat for years now. In fact, he always jokes that there are children who tell him that, you know, we need a, you know, our fathers have photos of you, you know, with black hair. So he's almost like, you know, he's sort of aged while being an MLA of Naranpura and then Sarkhej, and now he's an MP of Gandhinagar. So his politics, you know, his RSS Shakha is in Naranpur, so he's a Sthaniya Neta. So that's how he also likes to be called himself as. And so today's nomination is specifically important because this is a man who's very critical to the successful implementation of Modi's policies and governance. So he's also the man who, you know, sort of is you know, is someone who's driving this. So yesterday in the road shows that he did, the one thing that really came about is the songs that were played, the posters. While it was all centered around Narendra Modi and 400 Par, there were things that said that this is the man who's keeping us safe. This whole aspect of national security, the whole aspect of keeping anti-India forces out, or alleged anti-India forces out. So there is a certain thing that Amit Shah has built for himself in the last 10 years, and Gandhinagar and Gujarat are very critical to that image and that personality.
Okay, last time around, Vasudha, and I'm looking at some data here, that Home Minister Amit Shah was then the BJP president, and he had, won the vote share of 69.67%, and he had defeated C.J. Chavda of Congress, who got a mere 26.29%. So a vote share of 70% in this constituency, Amitabh, that's a complete and total domination of the BJP.
Yeah, essentially, as we were discussing, even in the state election, 50% plus vote share. In Lok Sabha election, the average vote share of BJP here is 60% plus. So when that sort of a towering number you have, even if the opposition is able to almost double the vote share, significant changes do not take place. And this is largely on account of the Gujarat model of development, which has propelled Prime Minister Modi from the Chief Minister position to a Prime Ministerial position, and the Gujarati Asmita factor works fairly strong in their favor. And as Aarti ma'am is saying, the Kshatriya community may have had some differences. If you recall, there was a much bigger agitation of the Patidars in 2017 Vidhan Sabha election, traditional voters of the BJP, and now they are fully backing the BJP with a community chief minister now. Correct. So they do take amends, and they do take
the person
these feedback.
leading those protests, Hardik Patel, is
Also
an
is in
MLA of the
BJP,
BJP
yeah,
now.
also is in BJP now today. Yeah.
Yes, and last time around he had won with a margin of 5 lakh votes, and 70% votes that Mr. Shah polled for the BJP then. This time some of his party leaders are saying that he should have a margin of 10 lakh votes.
So I'm surprised that last time the Congress candidate actually managed to save his deposit. Maybe this time he won't be able to.
And all 26 seats of Gujarat vote in a single phase, which is this is the third phase on May 7th. Gujarat, remember, ever since Prime Minister Modi became the Prime Minister of India in 2014, has been giving full number, 26 on 26 to the BJP. It's about that Gujarati Asmita, the Gujarati leaders governing India, Amitabh. And 2019 again, winning all 26 seats. And here is the Home Minister setting a bigger target for himself from Gandhinagar. Obviously, he will not be campaigning as much as we saw last time, but there will be a shift. And he is also a new Mr. Shah, the new BJP. He is the architect of the new BJP, and he is also, we have seen that transition in his politics as well,
Yeah, so essentially from a hardcore Hindutva leader, we see that his image has transformed into a strong administrator and good on governance, because the speeches in parliament show his capacity. Gujarat is also a unique state where BJP gets the highest amount of support from minority voters. That number is 20% plus in Vidhan Sabha elections as per CSDS. So the BJP is not only getting votes from its core Hindutva bloc, it also gets tremendous support, and the highest in the country, from the minorities there. And that is also indicating the good law and order situation in a post 2002 Godhra environment, which is fairly investment and business friendly environment, where the minorities also have been backing the BJP in large numbers there.
So they are part of the growth story of the state, and this is what the BJP says in the context of India as well, that it is about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. That element of Sabka Vishwas added by the Prime Minister when he was speaking in the Central Hall of Parliament, the old Parliament building. Aarti, if you remember that speech that he gave after winning 2019 elections.
Yes.
And he added that aspect of Sabka Vishwas.
That's right.
The faith of people is equally important.
Yes, and while I think they have managed to do that in Gujarat, because post 2002, actually Gujarat has seen, relative peace. We've hardly seen any kind of communal disturbance, and mind you, Gujarat has a history of communal disturbance. Even before 2002, when the Congress was in power, some of the biggest riots took place in Gujarat. I think Ahmedabad in 1969 and so on. But Gujarat has they've managed to ensure relative peace in Gujarat, relative, sort of communal harmony, which I think has given a lot of
Home
confidence.
Minister Amit Shah is speaking after filing his nomination. Let's listen in.
दोनों इंचार्ज के साथ मैंने लोकसभा के लिए मेरा नामांकन गांधीनगर सीट से भरा है। मेरे लिए एक बड़ा गौरव का विषय है कि जिस सीट पर से इसी क्षेत्र का प्रतिनिधित्व श्रद्धेय अडवाणी जी ने किया, श्रद्धेय अटल जी ने किया, पर जिस सीट पर स्वयं नरेंद्र मोदी जी मतदाता है, उस सीट को प्रतिनिधित्व करने का मौका मुझे भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने दिया है। मैं इसी सीट पर से 30 साल से विधायक सांसद रहा हूं। यहीं पे बहुत छोटे से एक बूथ के कार्यकर्ता से संसद तक पहुंचा हूं। अपार प्रेम इस क्षेत्र की जनता ने मुझे दिया है और मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में पहले मुख्यमंत्री के नाते और बाद में प्रधानमंत्री के नाते इस क्षेत्र में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारों ने ढेर सारे काम किए। सिर्फ इस 5 साल के अंदर 22,000 करोड़ से ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट के काम गांधीनगर लोकसभा क्षेत्र में हुए हैं। मुझे बड़ा संतोष है। इस क्षेत्र की जनता ने जब भी मैं पार्टी के लिए, मेरे स्वयं के लिए वोट मांगने आया, मुझे बड़े चाव से, बड़े मन से आशीर्वाद दिया है और हमेशा मजबूत बहुमत के साथ चुनाव में जीता है। इस बार का चुनाव प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई को तीसरी बार प्रधानमंत्री बनाने का चुनाव है। मैं गांधीनगर की जनता को अपील करना चाहता हूं कि मोदी जी ने देश को सुरक्षित किया है, देश को समृद्ध किया है और 80 करोड़ से ज्यादा गरीबों के जीवन में नए उत्साह और नई आशा को पुनर्जीवित करने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। ये चुनाव में पूरा देश नरेंद्र मोदी जी को तीसरी बार 400 पार के साथ प्रधानमंत्री बनाने के लिए उत्साहित है। चुनाव की घोषणा के पहले और घोषणा के बाद देश के लद्दाख छोड़कर मैं हर कोने में गया हूं। हर जगह मोदी मोदी के नारों के साथ भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं का स्वागत होता है। जन सैलाब का ये अभूतपूर्व आशीर्वाद और प्रेम नरेंद्र मोदी जी को प्राप्त हुआ है। हम सभी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं के लिए ये बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि और एक प्रकार से सिद्धि का अनुभव कराने वाली बात है। नरेंद्र भाई के नेतृत्व में देश ने समग्र दुनिया में न केवल गौरव प्राप्त किया है, अपना मजबूत स्थान बनाया है। मोदी जी ने 2047 में पूर्ण विकसित भारत और दुनिया में हर क्षेत्र में सर्वप्रथम भारत, एक कल्पना को, इस संकल्प को 130 करोड़ की जनता का संकल्प बनाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। और अगर इस मुकाम पर देश को पहुंचाना है तो ये 5 साल बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। 10 साल जो देश की जनता ने दिए वो यूपीए सरकार ने किए हुए गड्ढे भरने में गए और ये 5 साल जो आने वाले हैं ये विकसित भारत की भव्य इमारत बनाने की नींव डालने के 5 साल होने वाले हैं। अतः मैं गांधीनगर मत क्षेत्र की जनता और पूरे देश की जनता को करबद्ध विनम्रता पूर्वक निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि आप सभी लोग इतनी चिलचिलाती धूप में सूर्य आसमान में बीच में आ जाए उसके पहले 10:30 बजे अपना वोट करें, अपने परिवार का वोट करें और प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ हर जगह कमल को खिलाए और 400 पार का लक्ष्य जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को मोदी जी ने दिया है, इसको सिद्ध करने में हमारी सफलता करें। हमेशा की तरह आपके प्यार का आकांक्षी मैं अमित शाह फिर से एक बार वोट की अपील करता हूं कि आइए 10:30 बजे आप सभी एक बार मतपेटियों को कमल से भर दीजिए और मोदी जी के हाथ मजबूत करिए। वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की जय।
Home Minister Amit Shah there filing his nomination and also recalling history and the significance of this constituency, which has been represented by the founding fathers of the BJP, late Atal Bihari Vajpayee and L.K. Advani, also saying that this is a constituency which has Prime Minister Modi as a voter. I think it's very, very significant and deep for him to mention all that while he seeks re-election.
Yeah, because he's also trying to establish an emotional connect, not only
Yes.
which the party has with this seat, but also Prime Minister himself, the founding fathers, as you said, and even Amit Shah now, as he said that he has been representing this for 30 years as MLA.
As an
and MP.
MLA.
Yeah, and three things stand out. He is exuding confidence of getting 400 seats. He is highlighting the development work which has been taken or done by Prime Minister Modi in his last 10 years, and is also taking a dig at the opposition that the last 10 years have gone in undoing whatever Congress had done in the 10 years of UPA 1 and 2, and the next 5 years will lay the foundation of a Viksit Bharat, which the Prime Minister has been saying in 2047.
And interestingly, the Prime Minister says that the last 10 years of work has been just a trailer. The picture is Baki.
Yes.
That's his famous line again now.
No. Well, that's the promise he's holding out to people. You know that, and I think that basically what he's trying to say is that trust me, you must place your faith in me because I have delivered on certain things. For instance, you know, he has delivered on Article 370, some of the core issues of the RSS and BJP.
The ideological commitments.
That's right. Article 370, the Ram Temple. So now he's saying that having done the ideological bit, now I'm going to concentrate on building India as a developed nation.
And nation building.
Nation building, that's right. And I think that, you know, he's asking people to trust him. And, you know, that's really what this whole election is about. That do you trust, do you have faith in Narendra Modi's leadership?
Yes.